Hello, hello, hello. Very nice, very nice.
So, what's on the agenda today?
Oh, my prop. You should have reminded me. What prop? It's burning away here in my breast pocket, on the wrong side of the heart. So now we're here and we've properly arrived.
Right, Kolja, let's get straight to it. What are we seeing in the background?
Is that?
A real wood.
That is an original Utz. I was going to do a bit of vague humming and hawing. What kind of shot is that? But you named the artist straight away. So, warm greetings to Utz, a gifted, truly gifted photographer. And when a clattering mime says gifted photographer, you can start clattering, stuttering a little yourself. No, but Utz, we've all praised your pictures in the company already and felt them too. You've got that special something, that knack for the moment, for that tiny moment of eternity, and yet it still feels so close. So over the course of this little stream, we'll let ourselves be convinced of that and show some proper examples of exactly the same thing.
Yes, lovely, lovely, really lovely. I should also say I chose this photo as our opening image because it has such a wonderfully mysterious feel to it. I mean, what is that back there? What's the stream actually about? You can already make out a few hints, but of course we do need to get a bit more specific now. So what can our esteemed...
First off, it's R2, isn't it? I mean, this photo by Utz definitely has an artistic touch, a sort of mysterious blend to it, for sure.
But Kolja, let's not get too sidetracked. We'll come back to Utz's art as we go along. The theme, Kolja?
The theme is our new puppet, working title Master Buster.
Mr. Buster Master.
I still like the working title.
Sorry,
I like Master Buster purely for how it sounds. Of course, we're still finding our way, and that's actually the point.
Okay.
We're really still developing it, exploring it, and trying out what's possible with the materials and where the character might go. How close we are to Buster Keaton and how close we actually want to stay.
Marcel Marceau.
Buster Marceau. And that's a discussion we're obviously having as well, trying to find that point where we can say it's not just a likeness and it's not some revival act either. Even though the face and the figure are based on something so real, it still carries our own deliberate abstraction.
I've got something to say.
Oh, right. Listen up, everyone. Hear ye, hear ye. Reagie has something to say. First and last time tonight. Go on then.
So I didn't just want to welcome our esteemed audience, the people who've newly found their way into the Stabfigurencompany universe. By now we've had all kinds of encounters and made some new acquaintances. No, I also want to make sure we include our former performers.
Yeah?
Some of whom are now scattered all over the world. A warm hello to you too.
We're good with ex-members.
You should.
Never fall out with the alumni.
But I do want to say here, please don't be too disappointed that casting for this new project is already closed. We really hope you'll stay loyal to us anyway and keep following us as we move ahead with the new project we're presenting here today. I just wanted to get that out there.
Right, the first picture. Which would make it my first picture?
No, that's not your...
First picture, left. Well, for me that's right, isn't it? So we'd better be careful we don't slip back into that old left-right confusion. There.
Right, I need to step in here for a second. Okay. So what are we looking at? Let me just explain this briefly. It's a plaster mask.
No way, surely not.
Right, and of course you might ask where the idea for this Mr. Buster figure actually came from, which, as Kolja has already given away, is based on the silent film legend Buster Keaton. And I have to say, it's an idea that's been floating around in my head for many, many years. Because I always felt the persona Buster Keaton created on screen had something puppet-like about it. Yes, almost doll-like, you could say. He even played with that himself, that famous photo where he's on the steps with a puppet of himself next to him. So he did parody that himself, yes. And I always thought, well, making an idea like that work depends, of course, on whether you can find someone who can really capture that facial expression sculpturally by making a puppet head, basically. And then in our new rehearsal space at Galerie Amalienpark in Pankow, Berlin, I had a conversation with the artist. Henry Stöcker, who is of course an established, well-known sculptor. And I said to him, well, I don't even know if there is anyone who could do this. And he said he knew someone. So he put us in touch with Günther, who is also a sculptor. And I met him. And he simply said, yes, I can do that. I'll make it for you. So I gave him the commission and said, go ahead, let's see what comes of it. And here on the left is the result, yes. Now, of course, Kolja, you're going to say, yes, but it isn't finished yet. It doesn't have any flesh on it. Not yet, yes.
You know, I was just about to say that. But what really struck me is that you've been carrying this idea around with you all that time, because that was the question I wanted to start my little performance with. How did you land on Buster Keaton in the first place? But I'm with you there. I can absolutely see it. And I think slapstick, the word that silent film came out of, and of course this great silent film star, even though later he did speaking parts and worked in talkies, silent film really gave us that slapstick idea, that whole comedy idea. It really was physical theater. You know, getting smacked, falling over, pie in the face, all that. And it's all so fast, sharp, direct, with cuts that were pretty quick for the time.
Yeah.
Cuts, actual film cuts. That's fascinating. And it connects back to puppetry too. And a bit to cartoons as well, if we stay in that period. Now, where was I going with this? Ah, right, where that brilliant Buster Keaton idea came from. And you just explained that beautifully.
See that? See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you're the middleman too, remember? Look.
Yeah, oh, that really is. Wow.
And there are only 3 of us on it, look. So, of course, it's hard to perform right now. The joints aren't quite right yet, but look. Now here's a funny effect. This flat puppet thing, yeah? The flat puppet effect. That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is how we tested it. And honestly, even though this still looks shaky and a bit awkward in places, it already had something. Look here, it already had real expression.
Like a cutout.
It already had real expression. And that's what made me want to invest more in it. And keep going, because honestly, I already thought it was pretty good.
I've never seen this footage.
Wow, look at that.
But this is really from the very, very earliest days. And I'd actually like to blow this one up nice and big.
Wait.
For that, I'd
Myself.
even take myself out of it. Modest soul that I am. Because I really do think it's a superb photo. Exactly. Anyway, since of course it's got all that going on, and because it's such a famous shot, working in black and white is one thing, anyone can do that now, and it fits nicely here. Here, you can really see that capacity for human despair here, or grief, or melancholy, or even just what's going on. And it's such a clear, precise attitude, really, that you almost can't get across with a puppet at all. But here you can see the possibilities of Buster Keaton, of what are we calling him now? Mr. Buster. We'd better not keep saying Keaton during this event. Mr. Buster, yes, there's so much in there, even in the tiny details, you know? And I'll move on in a moment. Oh, actually, no, that doesn't quite jump ahead. By the way, are we seeing the whole picture, or is your picture? Then I'll just quickly take yours off, because it's such a lovely photo taken after a proper rehearsal, so to speak, where we're looking at what we've made, all in very good shape, in high spirits, with that really good rehearsal feeling. Yeah, let's stay on this photo, which is a really lovely one, by the way. Of course, it's a beautiful photo. That's exactly why I chose it. And it also shows how much joy and fun we're having with this puppet. And some of this may seem rather abstract right now, including this explanation and the material side of how this puppet actually came into being. But we, or especially me and my colleagues, are already right inside that wonderful element of play. Getting to know this puppet, seeing what the puppet can do and how we can work with it. And sometimes it takes on a momentum of its own, almost enough to startle you. Like, hey, now Mr. Bastard has us in his hands. Could you just... Next, please. Right, carry on. Oh, I have to do that myself. So this is, of course, well, yes, wait.
Hang on, I'll send to you.
Yeah, do that, or I'm squashed off to the side. A side squasher. And these days, that's not politically correct anymore, side squashing, right?
Nice. What's this?
And here we've got elements from another puppet. Let's call him Magic Man, or Eumel, or Piefke, which gives you our whole repertoire in a single sentence. And we also said, well, let's try out what this one can do as well. Whether our somewhat misty master baster, Mr. Baster, of course, can manage all that too. And he can. How much of that will actually build into each routine as part of the concept remains to be seen. So for the moment, I'm treating this simply as a working photo. And here, I don't want to hide the fact that our director is striking a truly wonderful director's pose. You know, just look at those artistic hands, showing us, making clear to us that art is made by human beings and for human beings. And all of that is in there. Although maybe he only said, right kids, break time, call it a day. No, but...
What's funny is the puppet looks interested too, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. When our director says something, we've long since stopped listening. But the puppet's got the instinct. It grasps whatever world-shaking wisdom the director is trying to pass on. It can. Good, I'll keep rolling along here and...
Good.
That sounded good. I'll have to do it again. The studio air, everything snaps and crackles in here. Anyway, so here, yes, we love weightlessness because we humans aren't weightless unless we are among the 3, 1, 0.2, actually even less, 0% who make it into space, who get to fly and try it out for themselves. We mimes, we bards of the Stabfigurencompany universe, on the other hand, don't have to launch ourselves into the cosmos. We can experience weightlessness by letting our puppets, and in this case Mr. Buster, simply live that weightlessness for us.
Oh, lovely, lovely. And before we watch that, I wanted to ask you, or Kolja, would you like to say a few closing words?
Because I think we'll sign off now and just let this little scene play us out.
Yeah. And maybe we'll be back later with some other topics. Yeah, or one little sip first. In
that case, my dear director, let's raise a glass to our new project.
And
I hope we've been able to give you a little sense of how close this project is to our hearts, how we're working on it, developing it, and always trying to reinvent ourselves. And as I said, maybe this evening was a small glimpse for you and a big step into the future toward everything that's coming soon for you and for us. On that note, cheers, ahoy, bye bye. And now dive into the universe and above all into weightlessness.